Boom, bow, bap. Welcome into Three Bold Takes. It's Freddie, Chase, and Quinn. Guys, so glad to have you watching and enjoying some videos with us. Just, I don't know. I went to bed last night and I had this dream of all these different college football coaches just leaving for the NFL. And then I woke up and my notifications were going off and bam, bam, boom, boom, bow, bow. All these coaches were just gone to the NFL, and I don't know. I feel some type of way, and I just got to ask you guys, how do you guys feel about all these college football coaches, head coaches, defensive coaches, offensive coaches leaving and going to the NFL? Like Quinn, what do you think?
Makes sense to me. I mean, you look at college football right now, a lot of these guys got into it more than likely because they enjoyed the aspect of like being on a college campus and being able to like mold young men. That's one major aspect as to why people were into it. And now you look at where college football sits now, and because of the money aspect of NIL, just compare the two jobs. Like, if I am let's say I'm a tight ends coach at Florida. All right. I'm not just a tight ends coach. I'm also helping recruit. I'm also helping recruit my own team because they could at any moment not be on my team. And I'm also recruiting everyone else's team all season long, no breaks. Because if we stop and take a break, we're behind the eight ball on Tennessee and Miami and Florida State and Georgia and Alabama and Auburn and LSU. And next thing you know, we're going to be trash. And that's just the reality of college coaching right now. Vice versa, I'm going to go be a tight ends coach for the Dolphins. What's my job? I coach the tight ends. Um, I give input on the tight ends role in the offensive game plan. That's it. I might give my input on scouting tight ends. It's just a lot less strenuous work on these coaches, and I think, and it's that way across every group, whether that's coordinators, head coaches. Obviously, there's the biggest difference when it comes to head coaching in college versus NFL. I think more so than any coordinator or position coach would be. Um, and I think that's the big reason we're seeing all these coaches leave. And I think the absolute biggest part is the fact that right now in college football, you have to recruit everyone all the time. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone, including the
Right.
dudes in your own building. Like there is no break. You are recruiting 24/7, 365, or you're going to fall behind the competition. And I think that's just a lot on people. I don't think everyone's built for that. I think there's very few people who are, and I think that's why college football is losing their coaches.
Yeah, I think you have two groups of college football coaches, right? You have one group that loves college football, the Nick Sabans, we'll put it that way, where he could have went to a pro job, many times probably, but he wanted to stay, right? The Urban Myers, right? Yeah, he went pro, but his heart's always going to be in college. And then you have those that they go to college with the sole purpose of getting a pro job, right? Like that's one of their stepping stones. You master it and then you move on. Um, I think college football is running out of those I love coaching college football coaches. Like everybody sees it as a stepping stone now, it seems like. They're not as invested in the young men themselves, more as just winning football games. And you know what? I tell you, the tipping point is going to be when Kirby Smart up and leaves. When that happens, which I have a feeling it will probably within the next 4 years. When that happens, you better buckle up because that's gonna string along a butt ton of change in college football. I have to imagine. Um,
Yeah.
so hey, it's not surprising. Some of these guys they've dreamed of coaching the NFL, and when the job came along, boom, go, do your thing. No issues with that at all. Um, like Harbaugh, he's been wanting to get back in the pros for a long time. Everybody knows that, but it wasn't the right opportunity year in and year out, and finally it was, so he up and left. Um, I think personally though, if you're a position coach, I think you have a better chance to move up the ranks in college than you do in the pros. So the position coaches jumping ship and going, personally, is a little questionable to me. I would probably stay in the college ranks simply because you do recruit and you do have that experience that you could, use to put in for an OC job or a head coach job, things of that nature. It's very rare that you get a tight ends coach become the head coach of an NFL team. Now, it happens. Don't get me wrong. It happens. But it's very rare. So it's sad because college football, I'm a college football fan more than the NFL. We're losing some of the greatest coaches, and it's a shame and it sucks and I hate it. But at the same time, I understand because of where the sport's going as well. That's the reason why Saban stepped down, I have to imagine. So I think we're going to see that more and more.
Yeah, I just want to rip off a few names because if you don't know what we're talking about, because you might not have like paid attention when things were happening, just a couple names. Jeff Hafley from Boston College, he's a head coach, defensive coordinator for the Packers now. Nate Schillhouse, OC at Iowa State. Now he's a pass game specialist for the Rams. Tommy Rees, former OC for Alabama. He was a co-offensive coordinator for Georgia at one point this offseason. He's a pass game specialist. Shout out to Quinn for the Browns now. You got an offensive coordinator from Hawaii. He's an offensive line assistant now for the Dolphins. Things like that, and then also just kind of inside of college football, Chip Kelly's a big name. He was a head coach for UCLA. Decides to go be offensive coordinator for Ohio State. I mean, it's just things like that when you're paying attention that just makes you scratch your head. And if you're the NCAA and if you're college football as a whole, how are you not understanding the dramatic effects that are happening to the game that you love? And if you don't stop what's happening, then it's just only going to get worse. And there's a coach, because I'm reading an article from CBS. There's a coach in here that explained it was the defense coordinator from TCU, their national championship runner-up season. A year later, he's coaching a middle school as a head coach, and he said, there are kids asking for more money than I was making as a defensive coordinator for TCU. And that's just absurd. And that's what you're getting. And that's just so much pressure. That's so much stress on a coach. I think it's simply ruining what you have in the game that you love. And I don't know. I think this is the biggest turning point, like Freddie mentioned. If Kirby Smart does it, I think you just need to go ahead and erect the tombstone for college football, because it might as well be over at that point. But yeah, I think this is it's kind of disappointing to see for college football. So, well, guys, I think that's all we have. Let us know what you think about college football and what's going on with these coaches that are just taking jobs that don't really make sense. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you agree with any points we have, or if there's something else that we need to be looking at. Guys, it's been 3 Bold Takes. It's Freddie, it's Chase, it's Quinn. Thank you so much for watching, and we enjoy having you as a viewer. We're out.